In this podcast episode, the hosts engage in a conversation with guests James Fadiman and Jordan Gruber, both prominent figures in the field of psychedelics. The discussion centers around the potential benefits of microdosing psychedelics, the political and cultural implications of their regulation, and the broader implications for mental health and well-being. Fadiman and Gruber begin by explaining the concept of microdosing, which involves taking sub-perceptual doses of psychedelics, such as psilocybin mushrooms or LSD. Unlike high doses that can lead to intense experiences and hallucinations, microdoses are intended to enhance cognitive function, improve emotional well-being, and alleviate various health conditions without the overwhelming effects associated with traditional psychedelic use. They emphasize that microdosing does not get users high in the conventional sense. Instead, it can lead to improved efficiency in bodily systems, reduced pain, and enhanced mental clarity. The guests share anecdotal evidence and reports from individuals who have experienced significant improvements in conditions like depression, chronic pain, and anxiety through microdosing. They highlight that many people who have tried microdosing report feeling more engaged in their lives, experiencing less irritability, and enjoying social interactions without the need for alcohol or other substances. This suggests that microdosing could serve as a valuable alternative to traditional medications, particularly for those who have not found relief through conventional treatments. A significant portion of the conversation delves into the political and cultural factors that have led to the stigmatization and regulation of psychedelics. Fadiman and Gruber argue that the restrictions on psychedelics are rooted in outdated perceptions of drug use and a political agenda that seeks to control substances that could empower individuals. They point out that the criminalization of psychedelics, initiated during the Nixon administration, was not based on scientific evidence, but rather on a desire to suppress certain social movements and populations. The guests express concern that the current regulatory environment continues to hinder research and access to potentially life-changing treatments. They argue that the government's stance on psychedelics is not only detrimental to individual health, but also to society as a whole, as it prevents the exploration of innovative therapeutic options that could address widespread mental health issues. Fadiman and Gruber discuss the emerging scientific research that supports the therapeutic potential of psychedelics. They reference studies indicating that psychedelics can promote neuroplasticity, enhance cognitive function, and reduce inflammation, factors that are crucial for overall health. The guests emphasize that psychedelics may help the body heal itself by improving its capacity for self-regulation and recovery. The conversation touches on the idea that psychedelics could serve as a catalyst for personal growth and healing, allowing individuals to access parts of themselves that may have been suppressed due to trauma or societal pressures. They argue that the ability to experience joy, creativity, and connection is essential for mental health, and psychedelics can facilitate this process. A critical point raised during the discussion is the concern that microdosing could lead to dependency or addiction. Fadiman and Gruber counter this notion by explaining that psychedelics, particularly at microdoses, do not operate in the same way as traditional addictive substances. They highlight that users often report a decrease in the desire to microdose over time as the benefits become integrated into their daily lives. The guests advocate for a cautious approach, encouraging individuals to start with low doses and gradually adjust based on their experiences. They also emphasize the importance of understanding the individual's relationship with psychedelics and the need for personal responsibility in their use. By fostering a culture of informed and intentional use, the potential for abuse can be minimized. As the conversation progresses, Fadiman and Gruber express optimism about the future of psychedelics in society. They note that there is a growing interest in microdosing and a shift in public perception, particularly among younger generations. The guests believe that as more people share their positive experiences with psychedelics, the stigma surrounding them will diminish, paving the way for broader acceptance and integration into mainstream healthcare. They also discuss the potential for psychedelics to contribute to a more compassionate and understanding society. By promoting emotional well-being and reducing anxiety, psychedelics could help individuals become more empathetic and connected to one another. This, in turn, could lead to a healthier society overall, where people are more willing to engage in meaningful conversations and support one another.